must. List of do's. Yamas and their complement, niyamas, represents a series of right living or ethical rules within Hinduism and yoga. It means reining in or control. These are restraints for proper conduct. They are a form of moral imperatives, commandment, rules, or goals. Ahimsa, non-violence, non-harming other living beings. Both Gandhi and Martin Luther King used non-violence for their causes. What does that have to do with me? Just think, in America has spent around 30 years not fighting a war. Where do these wars begin? Inside of our minds. Our movie industry makes billions promoting violence. Bullying is rampant among children. The United States has more murders than any Western civilization. More people in America have died from shootings than all the wars that soldiers have ever died in. Violence is almost the norm in America. We talk about the Wild West. Today, in Kansas, citizens can walk around with weapons. Just last week, a group with some atomic guns held a rally in the Michigan Congress Hall. We have millions of people hooked on drugs and opioids. Drug manufacturers make billions knowing that people misuse the drugs. Many of them got hooked by taking the drugs prescribed by their doctors. People flame each other on Facebook. This all stems from a violent mind. People love violent movies and shows on TV. We have become numb and immune to it. Violence creates dark storms of the mind. Being nonviolent starts with clearing out your own rocks, boulders, and weeds. It all stems from our disharmony in the mind and body connection. People who are violent are in a state of fear. Anything small can tip them off. The opposite of violence is peace. Peace only comes from within. Peace is a state of awareness. It is a state of being. When a person lives in peace, automatically one is non-violent and non-harming. This means to oneself and others. True peace is the awareness that we are all one. This being goes from the awareness of me to we. Satya, truthfulness, non-falsehood. There's so much more than speaking the truth. There's an Indian saying, Sat Chit Ananda, which means truth is the consciousness of bliss. When the mind is absorbed in truth, the mind will be in bliss. Truth is a state of being. Absolute truth occurs when one's will is aligned with the will of God. This is the ultimate state for man. One goes from darkness to light. Mind you, this is an endless journey. Non-stealing. Everyone knows that you shouldn't steal a purse from an old lady. Well, I hope so. Some people are so desperate, they will do so. At its deepest, it is letting go of the desire to possess or steal anything. This gets quite deep. Stealing is a manifestation as greed. Whatever you want and don't possess, you can't take it away from someone. This is very subtle. In the business world, people steal ideas all the time. My wife told me stories where she performed something and her boss got all the credit. We live in a world we are trained at a young age to possess goals, objects, and things. We try to outmaneuver each other. We are taught to be clever, which is another weakness and obstacle. Most people who are clever are probably cunning and want their way. They try to control the situation. These traits must be overcome. All spiritual traditions talk about weeding the inner garden. One must be conscious and aware. Non-stealing is a state where thought, words, and actions are in alignment with God. This takes constant awareness and effort. One must begin to monitor one's thoughts and actions. The Kabbalah would say stop, look, and listen before, during, and after you speak. In each and every moment, be aware and conscious. Remember, you are peeling the onion in life. One is fine-tuning the guitar of life. Brahmachari, chastity, marital fidelity or sexual restraint. The following comes from Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. Brahmachari is celibacy. Celibacy brings you strength, lots of strength. Brahmachari has a higher meaning than just celibacy. Brahma means infinity. Chara means moving in infinity. Knowing your vast nature, not thinking that you are just the body, but you walk like you are a glow of light. You move in the world as though you are space. This is when celibacy naturally happens. Do you see what I'm saying? When you're sitting in meditation, you do not feel like you are a body, a lump of heavy weight, 80 pounds, 90 pounds, 100 pounds, 60 kilos sitting there. You feel so light, as though you are like a feather, isn't it? So many people cheat on their marriage. At times, it's an epidemic in society. One thinks the grass is greener on the other side of the hill. Yeah, it's burned. One who wants to be humble in life must not cheat and steal in life. One does not possess another wife or husband to reach the goal of union with God. One must be in alignment with God. One must not harm or hurt anyone. By having marital fidelity, trust is broken in the marriage. Once trust is broken, it's hard to put together again. Our society is obsessed with sex. So many kids are brought up on pornography. The sexual act is something that is not special. When I was young, many of my friends would boast who they got laid with. It was a trophy. Madison Avenue sells sex. Sex makes a lot of money for them. We have taken something precious and downgraded it where young women are getting date raped. There is a huge slave trade for young runaways. Tremendous sexual violence occurs daily in the world today. We are going from darkness to light. The world at large has a long way to go. Non-avarice, non-possessiveness. The definition of avarice is excessive or unsatiable desire for wealth or gain, greediness. Imagine we have 8 billionaires who have more wealth than half of the world's population, yet they are never satisfied. They are like a ghost drinking a glass of whiskey and it simply drains to the ground. They can never be satisfied. How many people lie and cheat to get to the top? We have politicians who in crisis hold on their power and ignore the desperate prayers from their citizens. I'm writing this during the global shutdown. Over 30 million people have lost their jobs. No money is coming in. Politicians are fighting with one another so they can hold on to their power. Our school systems teach our children that it's the survival of the fittest. You must fight your way to the top. Your fellow student is your enemy. You have to outfox him. Mind you, this starts at a young age. It is built into our subconscious. The mentality of conquering the Wild West is much alive today. We're destroying this planet because of this. Mother Nature has sent us to our rooms to think things over. Unfortunately, we just want things to come back to normal without thinking the reason why. The definition of possessiveness is demanding someone's total attention and love. Many people don't have the awareness of self-love inside of themselves. Consequently, they demand their partner for total attention and love. This will always lead to disaster. This is the lowest state of love when one tries to control one another. Love is not an object to be controlled. Love is not a trophy to show off to the world. Look how beautiful she is. God is love, and love is God. A person who understands this puts his life, obtains the states of awareness, goes beyond these petty issues. Unfortunately, mankind is stuck somewhere in the middle. Remember, our subconscious is running the show.
Nonviolence in protest. Which is better, violence or nonviolence? A study by Eric Chenoweth and Maria Stephan found that nonviolent revolutions are twice as effective as violent ones and lead to much greater degree of democratic freedom. The Jains have been practicing nonviolence for over 2,500 years. Both Gandhi and Martin Luther King used nonviolence for their causes. What does that have to do with me? Just think in America has only spent around 30 years not fighting a war. Where do these wars begin? Inside of our minds. Our movie industry makes billions promoting violence. Bullying is rampant among children. The United States has more murders than any Western civilization. More people in America have died in shootings than all the wars that soldiers have died in. A violent protest leads to destruction. A nonviolent protest leads to eventual freedom. Remember, violence comes from darkness. Nonviolence comes from the light. Eventually, the light overcomes darkness. In fact, darkness is the absence of light. During these recent protests occurring because of the death of George Floyd, who died as police officers, millions of peaceful and non-violent protesters held rallies all across America. Only a few were violent. Most of the violence was done by outside groups who love to vandalize people and property. The only way for a better future is to have a non-violent protest. Gandhi and Martin Luther King are examples. I believe this is the protest for the future. The silent protest is an organized effort where the participants stay quiet to demonstrate disapproval. It is used as a form of civil disobedience and nonviolent resistance. There's nothing about a protest where thousands of people aren't shouting or yelling, but in absolute silence. They are all united. Words do not need to be spoken. Silence is a huge key to fight violence. Behind silence lies true justice, freedom, and peace. Recently, in George Floyd's protest, many protests used this technique. Watch the YouTube video below. Democratic principles in social equality. The following comes from the book Pure Freedom, The Janeway of Self-Reliance by Mr. Amar Sagia. Democratic principles and social equality. No war or violent campaigns was ever waged by James to convert, coerce, proselyte, or ensure safety in numbers. Even in positions of great power, James never sought to institute a religious empire or grab land from people. Throughout history and in today's world, James societies have not and need not employ military action or political pressure in order to flourish, grow, prosper, and integrate faith, an ethnic revolution in the greater community. Jainism and its notion of spiritual freedom have always appealed to individuals from every socio-economic level. Thousands of years before the French and American Revolution, the United States Constitution, the abolition of slavery, and the Civil Rights Movement, James exposed and practiced the doctrine that all human beings are and should be treated as spiritual equals. Rejecting the historic concurrent and widespread infliction of slavery, caste, hierarchy, the subjection of women, and religious sacrifice of humans and animals, James long ago set an egalitarian example that still serves as a beacon for advocates of democratic values. In the midst of a class-torn society, James pioneered the institution of secular public education for all to such an extent that in a certain Indian language, Tamil, the very word for school, Pali, actually means Jain temple. Up through the 21st century, entire communities from the poor, downtrodden, and rejected classes have continued to find dignity and solace in the Jain religion. The Jain vision of social service can be contrasted with the currently in vogue concept of social justice, a modern term for state-imposed redistribution of wealth and resources. Jainism puts the responsibility on the individual to be charitable voluntarily, not only by contributing to worthy causes, but also by creating a unique personal enterprise assisting those in need. Independence from priestly domination, Jainism has always been predominantly a religion and a faith of the laity. Every living soul is free to pursue spiritual goals on its own without any need for outside help. Ultimately, God is not an external person, place, or thing, but a certain state of one's own existence. There is no need for an intermediary, be it human or heavenly, to bridge the gap between oneself and one's innate constitution. Hence, James never invented a pyramid bureaucracy or priestly class having authority over people. As a result, all James enjoy free participation and uncontrolled, unconstrained access in community and religious activities. Female emancipation. The soul has no gender, and by their fundamental nature, no soul or souls can ever be superior or inferior to one another. All are spiritually identical. In social arenas, this principle has guided Jain society in profound ways, not least along the area of gender issue. Jain recognizes the spiritual equality of genders in the same light as that of races and of species. Whereas most of the ancient world was at best patronizing towards female, Jain society, the Katrudvidi Sangha, as ordained by the great crossing makers, has been found equally upon 4 types of people: male ascetics, monks, female ascetics, nuns, laymen, shramakas, and laywomen, Shrivavikas. This society is not a hierarchy of any kind of social devices. Without the participation of and equal regard for each of these 4 spiritual resources, society is deemed incomplete. Thus, female education has typically been as high a priority as for male. In the land of Jainism's origin, its followers included the largest proportion of educated women of any religious community and across the globe. A large majority of young Jain women are college educated. As an outcome of both academics and ideology, women have enjoyed a progressive state of opportunity in Jain society. Moreover, Jain children are raised to regard male monks with the same veneration and respect as female nuns. In fact, female nuns outnumber male monks by a ratio above 2-to-1, and evidence show this has been the case for thousands of years. Since ancient times, women have been important leaders in Jain society and contributed to religious and psychological and physiological literature, the arts, education, and spiritual inspiration for all. Nonviolence in relationships. I wish that humanity would learn how to brainwash the mind. Just like when our clothes are dirty, we put them into the washing machine. We add detergent and then turn on the machine. The machine takes over, then presto, we have clean clothes. Imagine most of humanity never cleans their minds. Our mind is soiled. We build layers of dirt inside of us. We can't control ourselves, so consequently we lash out at others. And the best mental state without being conscious and aware is not natural. Imagine never washing your clothes for your entire life. At some point, if someone told you how to wash your clothes, you would probably laugh. Why in the world would you want to wash your clothes, you would say. There are all sorts of violence in relationships. Everything from beatings to shooting to verbal abuse. The list is endless. Most people carry traits from their ancestors. It gets carried over into the subconscious, generation after generation. Most of us are oblivious to it. We are leaves blowing in the wind. We react to each situation without thinking about the consequences of our actions. Because our focus is on doing, we never stop and reflect. We never are in a state of being. We live in the hurricane state of our minds. The Jains were probably one of the first psychologists. They had a roadmap of the soul's learning process. The soul goes from the journey of darkness to light. It is a grand video game. Each step in the video game is a learning process. There are an infinite mental states of being. The goal is fine to tune the guitar of life. The Jains have spent over 2,500 years fine-tuning this guitar. In the last century, awareness of nonviolence reaches the West. Scientists just started researching how to achieve a positive state of mind only in the last 30 years or so. Granted, we are still behind the time, yet gradually we are getting there. 2 steps forward, 1 step backwards are the name of the game. By humanity discovering their true nature, relationships will be better. We are going from me to we. A great transformation in humanity is occurring. The sun is rising in the sky. It's going to be a beautiful day. Nonviolence in your mind and body. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The body and the mind are so tangled with each other. It's like a huge bundle of string. Imagine for each thought you have a series of chemical reactions gets released into your bloodstream. The Buddhists had the following saying: holding onto anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You see, each time we get angry, a series of harmful chemicals gets released into the body. Some people are so out of sync that the faucet never gets turned off. Even if they want, it takes time, patience, and effort. Our subconscious is driving the show. If someone says something to you that you don't like, you will automatically get angry. The anger is wired directly into your body. By the time we reach the age of 35, our body is hardwired directly from the subconscious. It is driving the show. We are on autopilot. Habits, good and bad, are hardwired directly into our bodies. We are like leaves blowing in the wind. Each morning we get up, we do the same thing over and over. It's like in the old days listening to a record and the album is scratch. It will play the same thing over and over again. This is our life. Even if we want to change, we have to start to rewire our circuits constantly. In order for that to happen, one must be able to break away from a beta state to change. You see, a beta state of mind can't reach the subconscious. So if you say an affirmation to change, it can't reach the subconscious to rewire the circuits. This is where meditation comes in. A person who meditates learns over time how to connect to the quantum field. The stronger the connection you have to this field, the more capable you will have to rewire the human body. The scenarios are endless. It's up to your imagination. You have free will. The quantum field doesn't judge us, yet changing and rewiring your circuits require you to be in sync with love, kindness, patience, tolerance, and compassion. This is why it's so important to meditate. It's why it's so important to be conscious and aware in each and every moment. The wise ones in the past would monitor their thoughts and actions. If they were in a situation where the person would say something to make them angry, they would simply smile. Why put gasoline on the fire? They understood that by getting angry, they are drinking their own poison. Yet, this is difficult to do. That's why it takes constant training. We have people in office who will Twitter whatever comes to their mind. They don't know how to stop, look, and listen. To be honest, this was never taught in schools. Look at our nation today. Both sides are pissed off and can't work with one another. This is an emotionally immature society. In order for the world to change for the better, one must take responsibility and learn new ideas to discover their true nature. We must all ponder over the state of mind we are in. As a society, we must discover ways to become mature adults. We must help those in need. We can do this. Millions of people are waking up from their slumber.
Emotions. Our emotions are scattered all over the place. Most of us are reactive beings. As you probably know, by the time you're 35, your personality is usually set in stone. Your subconscious is basically running the show. The body and mind are so ingrained. Our habits are driven from our subconscious. It's like we react without being aware. Our subconscious is taken over. Yes, that's a good thing. Yet, at the same time, it creates many problems in our life. When we go through a traumatic experience in life, it creates an emotional scar in our subconscious. All of us have traumas that have occurred in our lives. Many people may ask why this guy is so angry all the time. Most of the time, it has some event that happened years ago that never got resolved. The circuits are still hardwired to that event. Humanity has been trying for years to learn how to go beyond our emotional issues. In the quantum field, there is no trauma. In the quantum field, there is no anger, hatred, and any negative emotions. We are trying to solve our emotional issues using matter over matter. By using the quantum field to heal, we're using kindness, love, and compassion to heal and transform ourselves. We are using our free will to tap into the quantum field and rewire our nervous systems and our body. Mystics have done this for thousands of years. Modern-day scientists are using the tools of the mystics and combining them with scientific instruments and protocols. These are exciting times for humanity. We are on the verge where it will be a common, everyday practice to rewire our brain towards quantum awareness. We are only moments away. Yes, it will take time, but the sun is arising. Man will soon realize the harmful effects of negative thinking and negative emotions. They will see the practical evidence of how it has put man in a downward spiral in life. We have been fighting for thousands of years. Need I say more? Humanity is stuck on the merry-go-round of life. The mystics have declared there is a way around out this mess that we have created. This is a divine video game. Once a person understands the rules and why the game was even created in the first place, the person will simply smile. We have free will. The message in this book is, you are the universe. You just don't know it. Think outside of your box. The quantum field exists everywhere, and that includes inside of you. New thought. Did you know that in each and every thought there's a chemical reaction to your thoughts? Your thoughts create who you are. They create your habits, your personality, and state of mind. Your subconscious is driving your car in life. Most of us have put the car in remote control. We aren't aware of the power that is keeping us alive. We don't realize that we have a genie within. Each and every thought we have reinforces our views on life. We are a collection of all the thoughts since we were born. We contain the blueprints of all thoughts. Our thoughts are where we stand today. It's kind of amazing. The most of mankind has forgotten the power of thoughts. We never ponder over what we think we become. We haven't put these two and two together. Personally, I think without meditation, mankind can't truly see the forest from the trees. We are so much focused externally that we don't even know about the internal world within. I really don't have to say what happens when the world at large does this. We have been fighting for thousands of years. Many people think that man's nature. Well, it is. If we as a world only focuses externally, need I say more? Did you know that meditation over time will help slow down the mind? Many people have a hard time falling asleep. It's a major problem all over the world. When the faucet of adrenaline can't be turned off and you're in a high beta state of mind, it's difficult to fall asleep. The chemical melatonin can't be released. This chemical is responsible for telling the body to fall asleep. Many people take drugs to put them to sleep. And unfortunately, the drugs will put them to sleep, yet they are extremely harmful and over time causes tremendous damage to the body. Yet, the drug industry is interested in making a profit. Meditation brings one to the awareness of the quantum field. When one meditates, one begins to tune into a field of kindness, love, and compassion. When one becomes kind, this person will have, over time, kind thoughts. Life is like a tuning fork. Whatever you think, you vibrate at that frequency. If your thoughts are anger, I can guarantee you will be in a state of anger. You will enforce your anger into your subconscious. Over time, this becomes your habit, and this becomes your personality. Many years ago, I heard the Dalai Lama would go over his entire day when he was going to sleep. He would pay attention and think how he could improve his thoughts and actions. He would ponder over and consciously progress to be a better human being. At that time, I truly didn't understand it and see why it was so important. Years later, I see it as a foundation for humans to transform. If we as a society becomes kind in all areas of life, the world at large would change for the better. So yes, meditation is the key to help transform our thoughts. When one begins to be aware and conscious of the quantum field, the mind slowly begins to transform. This is the ultimate brainwashing. You are learning how to clean the clothes of your mind. This is how true healing takes place. Because we are unconscious, we live our life that is not in harmony. Consequently, our world at large is in chaos. I remember I worked for a short time for a company that has a software program for heart surgeons. This program would guide them in certain heart procedures. I remember asking the owner of the company why the healthcare industry didn't promote preventative medicine. His answer was the American public does not want this. They expect doctors to heal them and not to take responsibility for their own health issues. This is how far off we are. A society that doesn't understand and know the quantum field is an immature society. Look at our political system. We want to build a huge wall. The quantum field builds bridges. The quantum field does not judge. The quantum field is never angry. The quantum field does not know about war. Because we are totally out of touch with our true nature. This is where we stand today. New thoughts will arise when humanity becomes to embrace the quantum field. All the wisdom to solve any problem lies in that field of intelligence. You can only think based upon your emotional maturity. The universe will only show and help based upon your awareness in life. The more humanity taps into their true essence, the more our world will transform. In the future, we will see that presently humanity is at a kindergarten state of awareness. We think we are at a high level. We have all these cell phones and think we are so advanced, but we use them for texting while we are driving our cars. We think we are so advanced. Our society thinks the indigenous people aren't civilized, yet they have been in harmony with Mother Earth for thousands of years. We are sawing the branch we are sitting on, and are so smug in thinking we are superior. Our egos have led us astray. Ponder this over. You are a piece of the puzzle. new concepts. I'm sorry to say, but many people are locked into their box. Many people can only think inside of their box. Take a look at American politics today. They are in shambles. One side can't talk to the other side. Both sides say the other side is to blame. We are locked by our subconscious mind, and we do the same thing over and over again. Our concepts of who we truly are is limited. As a matter of fact, they are archaic. We are so focused externally that we have forgotten our true nature. It's like we can't see the forest from the trees. We must be open to new concepts and ideas in order for society to progress to the next level in the video game of life. Many people get stuck at a certain level in the video game and call that life. They have no idea that you can be aware and conscious of the quantum field. The sun is about ready to come up for humanity. It's been a roller coaster of a ride for thousands of years. War has been going on, it seems like an eternity. Yet, millions of people are waking up from their slumber. A new dawn is occurring for mankind. Man is slowly evolving into a kind man. When humanity understands that we are the universe, incredible transformations will occur on this planet. You see, with greater transformations come new concepts and ideas are being developed and implemented on this planet. Take, for example, kindness. Many people think that kindness is weak, yet the entire foundation of the universe is kind. Slowly, over time, kindness will manifest in all areas of life. Take a look at politics today. The way politicians campaign today is to slander their opponent. We have politicians today who mock anyone who has a different point of view. Both sides of the party only vote on the issues that support their party. When true kindness comes into the picture, people no longer will support anyone who is not kind to their opponent. They may have different points of view, yet kindness allows a person to see through the other person's eyes. Kindness leads to love and compassion. Kindness allows a person to think outside of the box. Kindness can solve any problem on earth. Every problem has a solution. If you are stuck in your belief system, you will not be open to a practical solution, even if it's staring you in the face. For example, the quantum field is all around. You are the universe. You just don't know it. Humanity must learn how to think outside of the box. We must learn how to be tolerant for all. Light is winning the battle against darkness. Darkness is the absence of light. Currently, we are seeing chaos all around the world. Darkness has nowhere to hide. New concepts and ideas are being presented all around the world. Millions of people are looking at life's problems and thinking how to solve the problem on Earth. Each one of us holds an individual piece of the puzzle. What good would a puzzle be if the entire puzzle was put together, yet your piece was missing? Ponder this over. Learn to think outside of the box. Go beyond your comfort zone in life. rewiring. Mankind is on an incredible journey. We are going from darkness to light. We are on the journey to discover our true nature. As I said, we are hardwired to find God. We have everything set in place. The car is there, sitting in our garage. God is sitting patiently in the passenger seat. All it takes for you to use your remote control and open the garage door within. You see, it's only by your will alone can you open the garage door. Nobody will open the door for you, including the one in your passenger seat. You see, the law for human being is free will. You must make the practical decision to use your will to open the door within. Well, what does this have to do with new wiring? Our subconsciousness is totally running the show. In fact, almost every action we take is automatic. We go to bed, our alarm clock goes off. We use the same hand, shut it off, and go back to bed for 5 minutes. The alarm goes off. We shut off the alarm. We stumble out of bed and go into the bathroom. We brush our teeth. We are trying to wake up. Off to the kitchen, we go to brew some coffee. It's time to head off to work, just in time for rush hour traffic. We make a few phone calls along the way. Some of us text when the cars are stopped. We make it to the office and do the same dull routines. I could go on and on. Our daily routines in life are hardwired. We party on the weekends to release stress and wake up in the morning with a hangover. Day by day, year by year, we continue this routine. Our subconsciousness picks this up and reinforces it in our everyday life. Our wiring is complete. This is our being and personality. You are a combination of all the thoughts you've ever had. Mankind is locked inside of his box. So what is this new wiring you're talking about? Imagine you are the universe. You just don't know it. What if I told you that slowly you could rewire your circuits to understand and experience your true nature? What if your true nature is part of the quantum field? It is part of the universe and God. What if I told you you are magnificent? Meditation is a way to directly rewire your circuits within. It is a way to slowly reprogram your subconscious. You are a computer program for your subconsciousness. You have the capability to totally transform and change into a butterfly. I have said this before, the mind is like a tuning fork. Whatever it focuses on, it will vibrate at that level. Meditation allows one to tap into the quantum field, which is infinite love, kindness, compassion, and tolerance. These are just a few traits. The more one meditates, these traits are rewired into our circuits and create a new wiring within. One learns to stop, look, and listen in life. Every moment a person makes a conscious decision to act and to be aware. This leads to a proactive human being instead of a reactive being whose leaves is blowing in the wind. One learns over time to be in the center of the hurricane instead of the 150 miles per hour of the winds of the mind. Our world at large is totally stressed out. Yet a person who meditates slowly learns to be in the center of the hurricane. Yes, this takes time and effort. But with the same time and effort it takes to be angry and pissed off in the world, is the same time and effort it takes to be a kind of person. Everything takes time and effort. Mystics have talked about this for thousands of years, to go outside of your box. They have talked about the human body as designed to experience God within. Many people try to use affirmations to program directly to our subconscious. Only when a person learns how to dive deeper into meditation will this work. Imagine from 0 to 7 years old, everything that came before you, the good, bad, and ugly, was directly stored in your subconscious. Your brain waves were in a theta state. From 7 on, the waking state is in beta. Your subconsciousness is totally online. Over 90% of your actions are dictated by your subconsciousness. For so many people on this planet, they are living lives that are totally stressed out. Their brainwaves are in high beta. No matter what affirmations they say, they can't rewire and reprogram their subconsciousness. Only by learning how to meditate and learning how to go into more coherent brainwave states can one learn to reprogram the subconsciousness. These are exciting times. There is a marriage between science and spirituality. Science is giving the direct evidence to help mankind discover his true nature and discover the quantum field within. I don't know about you, but I'm blown away for the possibility for humanity to change. We are on the journey of going from darkness to light. New tools are coming our way. Just you wait and see. The more a human being embraces his true nature, one's imagination becomes larger. The universe starts to give you a different point of view on this journey of life. Ponder this over. Are really living in the matrix and don't realize that we have been asleep. New personality. Your personality is driven by your subconscious. Over time, one cements into a subconscious all the thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Our daily habits contribute to mostly form our subconscious. In order to change and reprogram ourselves, we must become conscious and aware. We are like the snake shedding a new skin. In order to change, we must develop a new personality. This requires great courage. We're learning how to drop the old and embrace the new. Why do humans resist change? Even if they know it would be beneficial to them, we resist it. We love our comfort zone, even if it's making us miserable. Strange, isn't it? Many people would rather wallow in their misery than overcome their problems and have a better life. What kind of personality can I become? At the simplest level, how about one who is kind in all circumstances? In midst of adversity, one would simply smile. If another person would get angry at you, you would simply smile. It takes two to tango. Kindness will not participate in putting gasoline on the fire. How about learning to see through the other person's eyes? You could see his point of view. You would actually listen to what the other person is saying. Most people don't. Most people are thinking what to say next without actually listening to the other person. How about loving life? You wake up in the morning and are so excited to be alive. What a glorious day it is. You get up and meditate. You get in tune with the quantum field. Your mind, body, and soul gets filled up with love, kindness, and compassion. You are in sync with the universe. Your will is focused on love. Your mind is your friend. You have sweet thoughts throughout the day. You become a kind man. Incredible synchronicities occur daily. You love humanity. Each and every moment you're living in harmony. One loves to be in nature. Gaia, Mother Earth, is by your side. She knows your name, and you know that. You're living once again in perfect harmony with her. Each person discovers her gifts to help solve the world's problems. With each problem, a solution lies. One begins to acquire incredible wisdom. This is part of your true nature. You are in harmony with the universe. Exciting times are ahead of us. We're becoming a new human. Humans learn over time to directly reprogram ourselves. We discover we are our own personal genie. In the past, our genie would work behind the scenes, and we would be oblivious to it. Mankind slowly learns that through his will, he can learn how to reprogram his life. Someday in the future, this will be taught in schools through the world. Science and religion are merging. Many new fields will open up. The higher our society advances, the more harmony will be discovered. Mankind will discover that war is obsolete. The bickering and fighting will stop when we can directly experience the thread that ties us all together. We are going from me to we. This is how the world changes when we see the unity fall. These are exciting times. The news mostly shows the chaos, yet millions of good deeds are happening all around the world. Yet it takes effort and conviction. But every time you get out of bed, it takes effort. Why not just reprogram yourself and discover your true nature? Imagine a hidden gold mine exists inside, and we search throughout the four corners of the earth to find it. One can spend lifetimes trying to discover it. It's a joke when one realizes that it's been there all the time inside of you. Mystics have been saying that for thousands of years. You're learning to become a mystic. You don't have to give up your life. In fact, you must embrace life. Ponder this over. Exciting times are ahead of us. Human. When one starts to implement new higher emotions, new thoughts, new concepts, new wiring, and new personalities, then one becomes a new human. Christ is a perfect example of that. For thousands of years, man has been fighting and has been involved in wars. It's been quite barbaric. The world still fights wars all around the world. Many people say this is man's nature. In reality, it's not. We are going on a journey from darkness to light. For thousands of years, we have been covered by different shades of darkness and light. Anger and hatred has ruled the land. Man doesn't know how to be civil, so we go to war. is obsolete. Yet in order for war to become totally obsolete, one must transcend our emotional state of mind. Anger and hatred towards one another must not occur. Mankind is presently becoming a butterfly. We were a worm, and now millions of people all around the world are turning into a butterfly. In a matter of time, we will become butterflies. Yes, this will take time, but a new human is emerging from the ashes. The greatest transformation is slowly occurring on this planet. Science and spirituality are merging together. You see, each individual is a piece of this grand puzzle. A new human is born when we embrace God moment by moment in our daily life. It's just not the words, but a state of being. The new human will learn how to be conscious of the quantum field 24 hours a day. This new mindset will radically change the world. It will affect every single aspect of life. We will see through different eyes. Mankind will become a kind man. We'll begin to see the thread of love that ties us all together. We will become one unified mind. Yes, you will still be an individual, yet your awareness will be in a state of oneness in life. You will see that humanity is an extension of yourself. Presently, we only see me. We are going on a journey from me to we. I know. I hope this excites you. This is not a fairy tale. It may take millions of years. You see, the sun is arising. There's no doubt about that. Mankind is waking up from its slumber. I really believe that mankind can change for the better. In each and every day, people are waking up. In the past, the mystic path was out of reach for the common person. Presently, people are seeing easy and practical ways to morph and change into a brand new way of seeing life. All the mumble-jumble is taken out. This does not change the experience of the quantum field. Nothing is taken away, yet people now can practice simple techniques to directly connect to God. I feel all the help in the universe is here. By our will alone, we can ask for help in our daily life. We are not alone. Yet in order to experience this, we must open the door within. Humanity must learn how to rewire ourselves. Humanity must change and be open to greater adventures in life. We are seeing where man's present state of mind is and the consequences that occurs. Just look at the politics today. We are totally divided, yet the new human will totally transform and leave all darkness behind. You see, when one totally embraces the quantum field, darkness can't exist. Darkness is the absence of life. Someday in the future, we will look back at the present and we will say, what an incredible roller coaster ride that was. What an incredible journey. This is the greatest story ever told. We are on the verge of blowing ourselves up through nuclear war, yet we took a leap into changing ourselves. The consciousness of man knew deep down inside that we could overcome our petty differences and become united. Not every civilization ends this way. Some have totally destroyed themselves. A new dawning is occurring for mankind. Just you wait and see. You are closer than you think. Close your eyes. Focus on gratitude and love. When you feel a small sparkle of love inside of you, you are connected to the quantum field. Now, with your eyes closed, focus on kindness. When you feel yourself experiencing kindness, you are connected to the quantum field. How about peace? Concentrate on peace. When you feel peace inside of you, you are connected to the quantum field. How about compassion? Concentrate on compassion. When you feel compassion inside of you, you are connected to the quantum field. You see, you are closer than you think. This is not some abstract object. This is the real you. Yet, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The more you pay attention to something, the more aware you become. The more attention you pay to your true nature, the more aware you become of it. This is just a simple fact. We think that love, kindness, and compassion get triggered by external events. These emotions are our true nature. We have just forgotten. And any time we can connect to our true selves. Meditation is the way to discover our true nature. Imagine in the beginning when you closed your eyes, it was like taking a sponge bath. Imagine in time that by practicing meditation, you can jump into the infinite ocean of love, kindness, and compassion. How would that change your outlook on life? All problems that you would have seem so insignificant. Presently, most of us are stressed out. We can hardly wait for the weekend. Yet imagine that meditation leads one from being stressed out to a place where one loves life. One wakes up every morning and is happy to be alive. When one truly begins to, moment by moment, be aware of the quantum, one's life is totally transformed. Truly, it's impossible to explain it, but we'll keep on trying. For me, signposts are all around us and inside of us. We live such a busy life that we are oblivious of it. We have all these incredible emotions that are our true nature, yet we don't realize how incredible they are. It's like we experience these emotions randomly in our life. It's like falling in love with someone. We fall in love and think that the other person is responsible for it. As easily we fall in love, we fall out of love. Thousands of people get divorced. Meditation reveals that the infinite ocean of love exists inside of you. This path reveals your true nature. This path shows you how to be a proactive being. We are not leaves blowing into the wind. We can be in the center of the hurricane. What does this mean practically? It means that we know how to live beyond a beta state of mind. What does that mean? It means you won't be totally stressed out. It means that you can laugh at life. It means your adrenaline is not out of control and can't be turned off. It means that you start to live in harmony and your health will increase. One learns to talk to the body when the body starts talking to you. There's an incredible harmony between the mind, body, and soul. Your mind becomes your friend. In our society, millions of people have addictions, and the mind causes such pain in people's lives. I believe that the world's problems can be totally solved when the world at large embraces the quantum field. All practical solutions exist inside of the field. The more humanity will embrace this field, which by the way is our true nature, the faster the world will be a better place. Isn't it amazing that man has fought for thousands of years? Many people say this is our true nature. If we were created by God, do you think this is our true nature? It doesn't make sense. Yes, this is the journey of going from darkness to light. I completely agree with that. I feel that the scientific and religious world is being merged. For the first time, common man is being shown practical tools to discover the jewels that exist inside. It doesn't matter if you believe in God or not. The essence is the same. So the next time you get totally stressed out, simply close your eyes, watch your breath, imagine peace of mind, hold on to that. This is your true nature. This is the first step of being conscious and aware of your true nature. In this manner, by experiencing even a little peace, thousands of incredible chemicals are being released in your body. Remember, each and every thought you have, either positive or destructive chemicals are being released into your body. You are your own master chemist. You are in total charge of where you're going in life. We were never taught this in school. It's so obvious, and science has proven that thoughts create chemicals which create emotions. You can't separate the mind from the body. I don't know about you, but I'm completely fascinated by this. I've been meditating for around 48 years, and I'm still a youngster learning about the mysteries of life. I am completely blown away.
Nonviolence in media. Why does the media mostly deliver 99% negative news? On most channels on Friday night, at the very end, they would deliver a positive segment and heartfelt message. Are Americans addicted to violence? Why is the entertainment industry a multi-billion-dollar market making money on violence? Modern-day scientists have discovered the mind doesn't know the difference between watching a movie that is violent and actually experience violence firsthand. The same chemicals gets released into the human body. So while you are eating your popcorn, your body is in drama. This gets stored in your subconscious. No wonder we're a violent society. Our entertainment is violent, and each time you watch a movie, the violence goes within. We are addicted to the adrenaline, yet we aren't even aware of it. At the same time, these movies are blockbusters and make tons of money for the studios. The movie industry is promoting darkness. How aware are we of our true nature? The Jains have known that violence begets violence. Violence will never solve any problems. Violence only embraces darkness, pure and simple. We are so accustomed to violence that has become a part of our nature. How sad is that? We would rather have kids shot in our schools than taking away all guns. Many people believe in the Second Amendment so much they can't see the forest from the trees. In my opinion, violence is obsolete. The Jains have been saying that for thousands of years. They spend their entire lives weeding out violence and promoting kindness and love for all. For the world to change for the better, our media has to change.
Is the world like a drama queen? Are we addicted to drama? We have wars, and politicians can hardly wait to start another war. We have huge sporting events where thousands of people are rooting for their team. At times, fights break out in the stands. Our evening news is all about the latest drama in the news. Have we, as a society, become a drama queen? We love reality TV. We love the drama of it. Boy, did you see that episode? That was crazy. Our mind loves drama. It doesn't know anything different. You want peace, and your mind wants drama. The wise man says, think this over. How do I acquire peace inside? That is the first step.
Nonviolence in politics. Conscious politics is slowly appearing on the scene. What exactly is that? Well, our founding fathers had a vision of a government for the people, by the people. Currently, we have a government which is totally divided, and both parties hate each other. The endless bickering and stalemates go on. Need I say more? Conscious politics is driven by being aware and acting from a state of emotional maturity. What is that? It's living and breathing in a state of patience, tolerance, compassion towards others. It's actively listening to someone without judgment because his ideas are different. Therefore, he is evil. A conscious person can bend like wheat blowing in the wind. He can smile and laugh at diversity. He has nothing to prove. His ego doesn't get fluffed out like a peacock. Granted, this will take time. Pockets of this has happened around the world. New Zealand's PM Jacinda Ardern is a prime example of this. She believes that kindness should be a foundation in politics. She said that kings are raised to be kind, yet in politics they are trained to be mean and demean your opponent. This is my journey to see my view of the world in politics. Of course, this is my view. I'm not saying your view is wrong. We need to see through different viewpoints and learn how to compromise in politics. Ultimately, we all want a better world for our children and grandchildren. The Jains have been at the forefront of this for thousands of years. They are constantly striving to become better human beings and to help this planet evolve. It takes time, yet the ripples are affecting us all.